We've been here for the past 3 years. 3 years ago, in our first meeting here, in the first year that we were in here, we were averaging about 110 people in attendance in this place. All right, now today, just tossing out some stats for you to see the kind of blessing that God's put on this place. Today, we're averaging 275 people in attendance. Baptizing lots of people and seeing lots of people come to faith in Christ and reaching out to lots of people who just have problems and who just need someone to love them. That has a lot to do with it. And we want to be the kind of church that we're not into being a mega church, but we want to be the kind of church that doesn't keep people away just because we prefer a certain size. But here's some problems I want to talk about that we face as a result of that type of growth over the past 3 years and this type of space that God's given us. And first of all is parking. There's not quite enough of it, and it's pretty distant. And in the winter time, God forbid that we have a foot of snow out there. You got to trudge through that. And moms, it's hard to get into this place sometimes, but we're thankful for what we have, right? But here's the other thing, children. 3 years ago, we averaged about 30 children, 25, 30 children a week. Now we average about 75 to 80 children. And with 75 to 80 children here a week, there's just, the classrooms get small. I don't know if you've ever looked at some of the nursery workers that have had 20 babies attached to them for 2 hours. We've got a lot of kids, not a ton of space here, but also the gathering space, this room right now. See, we desire to be a church where everyone is welcome. That's the kind of church we want to be. The problem is that when a space is 70% full, that is a nonverbal signal to other people that there's no room for you in this inn. If you're new and someone that comes today and they barely drag themselves here, and by the grace of God they get here and they can't believe they're even here, but they need Jesus so bad, they need to hear the good news of Jesus Christ, and they walk into a place and they have to step over 17 people and sit between two grandmas, all right? Listen, that is a nonverbal signal to them, like there's no room for you in this inn. There's no room for you in this church, and even though we don't mean to say that, we communicate that if a room is too full. And for over 3 years, there's been teams of volunteers that have gotten here early, skipping breakfast, skipping sleep, and they've gotten here early and staying late, Sunday after Sunday, setting up things like this: signs, tents, classrooms, banners, aluminum trusses, the cafe, and then the church store and art and the stage and monitors and speakers and cables and lights and soundboards and computers and projectors and hundreds of chairs, all right? And the list goes on. And we have a 1.5 hour service. Then listen, all of that stuff goes back down under the stage, back into storage, back on the trailer. And we do that week after week after week after week for 3 years. And the providence of God, we found favor with the school district because of the heroic service of a lot of you. Because of the providence of God and all the good favor that God's has poured out on us, the school district has given us the opportunity to meet at the high school permanently, if that's what we desire. Yes. Yeah. Now here's the cool thing with here's a few of the concerns that we've had about the high school. Some of us know that they do motorcycle classes in the parking lot of the high school. I talked to Jeremy Flores, who's the facilities director, and he says, well, I'll just move them for you. So parking's not an issue, okay? But here's the other cool thing. There's more children's space in the form of 6 classrooms, an entire gymnasium for children, is that they're going to just give us and let us use. Also, there's a 900-person auditorium that feels more intimate than this one, even though that one is larger. Okay, you stand in the back of the auditorium over there, and you actually kind of feel closer to the stage instead of this. Basically, there's more room for people far from God and needing to encounter God. But here's the other thing. The chairs there, they're bolted to the floor. You don't have to set them up. And the auditorium. And so the auditorium begins to work, since even from the stage to the chairs, the auditorium, that space begins to work for us and not against us. Okay? The people that have been heroically serving so hard and so well, listen, they can start focusing on just loving some people in a foyer now. I'd like to get to know you instead of, chair number 1, chair number 2, all the way up to chair 420 chairs, because I think that's about how many we set up on Sunday mornings. On a weekly basis, we want to come to church and we want to sing loud with hands raised and with hearts just offered up to God. We want to celebrate all the goodness and all the greatness of the King of the universe. We want to celebrate Him. We want to encounter Him. We want to meet with Him, and we want to do it, listen, together. We want to do this together. And I'm excited about that. I'm excited about what God's doing. I'm excited about the things that God's doing. So right now, the leadership feels that since urgently gathering large is very important to God and to us, that the most kingdom advancing decision we could make is to move to the high school.